Hi everyone, it's Beattie here, and today I'm here to share with you another process video, this time of a scrapbooking page called What's in a Name, and it is about my boy and how we named him. And so I'm going to start out with some background stamping, just with the indigo blue harlequin stamp and a permanent ink pad, just getting some background base into my design. Be sure to use a permanent ink pad if you're going to use watercolors over the top, as I have. And here I'm using the Shimmers Creamies in Ride the Tide just to start off with, and just adding a bit of that color. I have found it a little bit light. I'm working to the Color Stories Inspiration Challenge 194, and they do have specific color palettes, so I'm just going to make that a little bit darker using the Aqua Hues Little Boy Blue, again by Shimmers, and just going to dry that off. I don't have a great deal of patience sometimes, so here you'll see me using 2 heat guns just to dry it off a little bit quicker, and also just a baby wipe just to blot off any extra liquid to help that process a little bit quicker as well. So I've now got a nice blue base into that background, and now I'm going to add in some of the orange colour, and more in like a splatter. So I'm going to use the Aqua Hues Creamies in Just Peachy, as well as the Aqua Hues in 14 Carats. So I'm just drying off that splatter again, and just using the baby wipe again just to take off a little bit of that extra liquid. So there's just a photo of me and my boy, and I've used the crepe paper style board, so lovely paper there as well, and also a butterfly out of the Marcherie collection from Kaisercraft. And I'm also going to be using the indigo blue nature rubber stamp set, the butterfly out of that, along with the Hero Art ombre ink pad Greater Black, just to add a little bit of background stamping into that page as well. I specifically did use the butterflies for a reason, and that was because when we did name my boy, I was halfway through term of pregnancy, and we were actually walking my mother-in-law, who was quite sick with cancer at the time, and we actually saw a street sign with the name Austin, and that's how we named him. So the butterfly to me just does signify new life in a time when someone's life was ending, so just wanted to make that a bit of a happier memory as well there. So I've just added a little bit of the Sage It Isn't So in the Creamies by Shimmers, and just getting a little bit of that olive colour, which again is in the colour palette, along with the Prima Twine there. And now I'm adding in some 2Crafty chipboard. These are the 6-inch Circle Revolution frames, and I'm just adding some more of that Sage It Isn't So colour and adding that onto the frame. I'm actually painting the side facing down by doing this, and I'm just rubbing that and getting it to soak it up. So chipboard's really good at soaking up liquids, so just adding a little bit more of that on there. And I'm also going to add a little bit of the Deco Art Metallic Luster in a Lavish Green, just to bring in a little bit more of a green. So I'm going for a very olive colour palette, and colours come up very different on chipboard as they do on white base. So depending on what base you have, you can get really different colours. So I'm achieving a really beautiful olive colour by mixing these different sort of greens and mediums as well. So really love how they came, and I've just added another one at the top right there, which my journaling will be in. And here I'm adding in my title, which was What's in the Name, and that's just the name word that I'm using. And I've also added not only the Aqua Hues 14 Carats there, but as I said, I want it to come out a bit brighter, and on the chipboard it's actually gone quite dull, so I've added a little bit of the Faber-Castell Gelatos in orange soda over the top, just to add a little bit of a brighter orange to it and work in a little bit better with the colour palette for the challenge. Just playing around with where my title goes, didn't like it there, so moving everything around a little bit and just adding it in. I've left that circle up the top there. One of the prompts was about adding journaling in a frame, and so I've used circle frames as part of the challenge. And so I've left that there for my journaling, and I'm now going to add in the 2Crafty checkerboard plate chipboard pieces. Checkerboard pattern was also one of the prompts in the challenge, and I really love this element and how it came. I don't think it was actually something I would have put on my page had it not been for the challenge. So I really love sometimes how it encourages you to use things that you possibly wouldn't have used on a page, and they really just seem to finish it off really well. So I was really happy to have used that. I think that, along with the contrast of the Harlequin pattern in the background, really works really well, as much as I thought it might clash. So I'm just layering out exactly where I want things. I haven't stuck anything down at this stage. So now that I've got my placement pretty much there, I'm going to start adding in some adhesives. So just adding some white glue on the back of the chipboard pieces and starting to adhere all my pieces down. I have fast forwarded out some of the adhering because you've just sat through and watched me place it all and where I'm going to place it. So I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit so that you can watch the rest of it come together. So just adding a little bit of dimension behind that subtitle of I Love You, and also adding in just some of those checkerboard plate pieces and gluing them down. So I couldn't find my tweezers straight away, so I was using scissors there, and but now I found my tweezers because I really needed my tweezers for the title, so I went up and found those. And so I'm just adding in some Webster's Pages Storyteller Alpha stickers. They would have to be my favourite. I have quite a stash of them. They're a few years old now, and I'm not sure that they actually do them anymore. But I really love them, and they used to come in like all different colours, and one large set as well as smaller sets all in the same sheet. So I really love that. And this one came from the Lullaby set, and it had a white one, so that I like this one because I can colour them up. They do have a bit of a film over them though, so they're not like a paper finish. So I usually use my Copic markers to colour it in, and in this case I've used the Phthalo blue to colour it in, to work in with the colour palette once again, and just tie that blue colour into my title. I do like to have my foreground and background just tie in a little bit. Now just adding in my journaling with the Staedtler Tri Plus Fine Liner in a grey. I like grey because I find that it's less in your face than black when it comes to journaling, so I just find it a little bit softer. So I'm just journaling about how my boy got his name and the story behind that. So I really love how these prompts do push you to document and journal possibly something you may not have. I've always wanted to, but I hadn't got around to it. So I'm really enjoying getting that story down. And that's my page. I hope you enjoyed watching it come together. Thanks so much for heading over to check out my video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner, and please feel free to leave any questions you might have in the comment section below. Also head over to my blog for more details about my project. The website links below, and thanks very much. Stick around, I'll be sharing some photos for you, some close detail photos, as well as a full product list at the end.